You missed last week's episode.
Yeah.
That was my fault.
It's okay.
Welcome to episode 20 something of A Couple Conversations. We are going to be talking about today. We don't know because we haven't thought about it. How's that for not providing value?
Excuse me. Um, I think we still provide value with our honesty, you know? There's been a lot going on in our individual and collective lives and the lives of people that we experience with. And so I don't think that that ceases the value. It just continues to showcase the reality of human existence.
Being human, doing the adult thing.
Yeah.
This stuff is exhausting. I'm not gonna lie. It's like every day we kind of wake up and it's just adult things, right? You gotta wake up and you just gotta manage, and then you gotta live life. You know what I mean? Just every day there's just something.
So, what keeps you going when life gets hard to live?
What keeps me going? I guess my survival instinct. I don't know. It's like at a certain point, I know I have to eat. I know I have to do the bare minimum to keep myself alive, and then anything above the bare minimum is just like, I guess, steps forward. Progress.
So, at the root of it, other than survival, what keeps you working towards your goals when you really don't have it and you're not at 100%?
I mean, that's the thing. I don't know if I'm moving in the direction that I need to be moving in um, effectively. So it's like, well, what keeps you going? I don't know. I guess habit, but then at the same time, it's like, is that movement forward actually forward? Am I doing what I need to do? I don't know. My eyes really are bothering me.
You can close them.
Like, they're super sensitive right now, and I think it's because I've been staring at the screen. Like, strained.
Yeah, just rest them. So, you worked hard all day.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Well, you made strides in the right direction. I thought you were working pretty hard. I don't know what you were doing all day because I was doing other stuff that I had to do. But we've yawned like 16 times on this already.
Already.
So it's like we're not doing nothing, you know? Something keeps you going. I don't know if it's the desire of achieving those goals or the habit of it or the survival of it.
Maybe it's a mixture of all that. I'm I'm getting I'm ready for something new.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like just a new type of environment, a new type of lifestyle. And I guess I already have that new type of lifestyle as it is, right? It's just,
What's new about the lifestyle?
well, you're the first person I've lived with since my, I don't know, ex-wife 7 years ago. So that's a pretty new environment. You know what I mean? After 7 years, um, I'm moving in different circles, right? So the work with Original Studios has me in and out of different circles and conversations with different people. So it's a little bit different of a lifestyle. Um, I would like to have more of a restful lifestyle. You know, just I don't feel very rested. I don't think you feel very rested. What do you think?
I don't feel very rested. There are times where I do, where we definitely experience more rest than others. But I feel like we're in this time or space of, I want to say upheaval, or I don't know if that's the right verbiage to use, but like we're really chugging away, shoveling away at a lot of things to continue getting to that new space or realigning with the additional things in our life that we want to bring to fruition. So, yeah, it's kind of a work now, rest later feel, but that's not completely sustainable. So, how do we get the rest that we need while still working towards those goals?
Maybe we don't get the rest that we need. We just keep chugging along for freaking decades.
Might not be decades.
You know, we're not promised it. Whatever it is. Oh, maybe you need rest in order to, leap forward.
I guess
But
it's part of that survival, though, right? Like, you can't really function without a certain amount of rest or sleep. No, resting be a
yeah, but
hibernation period, but that's not necessarily the rest we're looking for.
no, I feel like rest is more of it's like a state of being and less of a thing to be done.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, you sleep. It's like, yeah, but is that
That's
rest?
not rest.
But when you rest, it's like being in a state of rest. It's almost like a day by day thing.
Yeah.
It's like you can wake up and it not be via an alarm.
Mm-hmm.
But you just wake up naturally early in the morning and you feel rested, and then you just kind of mosey and I don't know, go walk in some grass or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Read a book and take another nap. Rest.
Mm-hmm.
Like just
Very slowly and intentionally. Yeah.
just
Like,
moving about your day. Have some fruit.
yeah, make a really sweet meal. Like, take your time with it.
No deadlines. You're not answering emails or phone calls or text messages.
Yeah. Unplug.
Rest is a state of being.
Literally smell the roses.
We smelled the roses today
We did smell the roses today.
for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know.
Finding those little pockets or moments of that is good. Um, I think that we've been depleted of that for quite a while, though. That the little moments, it's like a tiny pick me up, but you need a little bit more than that.
Do you feel like the sacrifices that we've made in terms of whatever it is, whether it be rest or otherwise, is creating the movement that we need?
I think so. I think that anything worth worth fighting for or working towards is likely to have sacrifices. If things that you want, there are sacrifices required. And
Yeah, but I'm asking. Okay, go ahead.
I think that we are moving in the right direction. Even though we're really tired and some days we don't know what or why we're doing what we're doing. I think that goes back into the knowing that I mentioned, not on video, but just in our conversations. Like, there's just a knowing. Okay, I know that this is what needs to be done. You know? Like, we're not we're not promised anything, but we know what we're supposed to work towards, because the other option isn't really an option. Just sitting and doing nothing and waiting to see what happens. I don't think that we're those kind of people.
Hmm. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Well, fucking doing YouTube is fucking hard.
It is. But I will say this, right? We keep our word. Things don't always go as as planned or as we would like all the time. But we never shy away from doing hard things, even though some days, like I know I've said to you, I mean, like, dang, like I wish this was easy, and you're like, but do you? You know?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Just for me, just for us. Nobody else.
Oh,
Hard for everybody else,
no.
but easy for us. Sometimes.
Yeah, like it's easy to want that to be easy, but you know, uh, going back to the conversation I had with you back when we were traveling together, and I was like processing some stuff, and I was just like, dude, I've dealt with hardship. I want to live an easy life, and then you're like, well, but then what does that look like? Is there growth in a life completely full of ease? You know? And I was like, dang.
It could be.
You're out here like, this is not.
There really isn't. If you're not challenged, then you're not going to stretch. It's the same thing as all those people in Wally we were just watching. It's
Yeah.
like there's no challenge. There was nothing. There was nothing but ease. And what did they do? They became drones,
Yeah.
overweight, unhealthy.
Yeah.
Plugged in.
I think it's
Never saw a
easy,
plant.
right? Like, in the. Yeah, he didn't know what dancing was, all this stuff. But it's like, it's easy to get plugged into things even now, right? So what's stopping us from becoming drones? That's like the easy way out, unless we determine a purpose or determine a goal or a destiny or a desire or something. That's what keeps us, that's what makes us individuals, and that's what keeps us from droning out.
That's assuming that we're not already drones.
Well,
I think as the day goes on, days go by, I'm realizing how much of a drone I actually am. In a lot of ways. Drone.
I mean,
I mean, it's just bot work. You know what I mean? Like when you think about it, we we move the same, not the same, but we move in such similar ways day in and day out. And in a lot of ways, I feel like it's just bot movement. It's like
but then isn't there this journey of unplugging? You know?
sure, but you know, there's a journey of unplugging, and there's probably, I'm not saying everything is bot movement, but I can see it in a lot of ways that we move like bots.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think that's coming to the end of the video.
You think we had a clear idea during this video? Or concise conversation?
No, definitely not clear and concise in terms of like the objective of the video, but it does bring up a lot of questions. Right? I think at the end of the day, what our viewers will understand is that we're probably just as confused as any of you guys watching us.
Hmm.
And I think that's really the point. And then I guess it's the pursuit of not feeling confused, feeling like you got a grasp on things. Maybe one day you will have that if you keep persisting. I mean, I know we're going to persist, but at what cost?
Mm.
Rest. Rest, and amongst a lot of other sacrifices that we have to make, both known and unknown. So
Mm.
I think that much is clear. They're gonna be watching this and be like, damn, these guys, they don't know shit, just like we don't know shit.
I think that's nice though, right? I think there's a layer of drone or bot or fear that goes into it where people don't show what's really going on. And I think this is the start of either like an erasure or breaking of that, or at least starting the conversation about what really goes into the real life of a human being, because people choose to show certain parts of themselves, but they don't show all of
It's all the
themselves.
polished stuff.
Yeah.
We ain't polishing nothing up. If we a turd, we a turd.
Well, I'm not a turd, but
We ain't putting no lipstick on. You know what I mean? If we a pig, we a pig without
I'm not a
lipstick.
pig. Pigs are very smart, but I'm not a pig.
Whatever. Shout out to all the pigs out there. You know what I'm talking about.
You know what I mean, though, right?
I do know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true reality. When people talk about reality TV or how you show up on social media or whatnot, that's not even half the story. And most of the time, that's not even what's actually going on. So I think just being transparent, of course, I'm not going to overshare about my personal life because there's some things that you don't need to tell everybody. Like, you know, but the way one thing I won't do and I won't be apologetic about anymore in my life, because I spent a lot of time doing it, is how I feel and what's really going on. Of course, in certain instances, it's like there's a time and a place to act a certain way. Like, you're at your established your place of business. You're not gonna be out here like, now, if you can help it, I have been, but I didn't. Of course, we take care.
Ginger, are you done? You're just going on and on and on. Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
All right.
We're
Thank you.
just It's just real
Thank you.
stuff.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I thank you.